Welcome to the second episode of Remix Sessions. In this episode, you'll get a look into how I created my remix for Gotye's #1 hit, Somebody That I Used to Know. When I first heard the song, I was instantly drawn into the instruments and the opening chord progression. Once I heard the chorus, I was completely sold on the song and wanted to know more about Gotye as an artist. After taking the song in and dissecting it, I searched online to see if I could find an acapella for it. I found the acapella and immediately started brainstorming on how I could remix the song. Originally, I wanted to create a more electronic musical backdrop to change the feel. I started on a rough drum loop, but decided to scrap it. Going back to the drawing board, I started browsing through some Dr. X loops. Opening up the browser, I went through some directories before discovering the Tom Groove folder. In this folder, there are 7 different variations of this loop. I chose Intro to start things off. Listening to this loop started to get the ideas flowing for me. I immediately wanted to create a retro musical backdrop, something reminiscent of the 1960s Motown sound. With that loop in place, I added in a bass line. The patch I used is called Dynamic Peach Fuzz. Let's take a listen to the bass line. What I like about this patch is the distortion added to the bass. It gives the bass a grittier sound, which is the sound I'm going for. After laying down a bass line, I wanted to record an instrument on the 2nd and 4th beat. I ended up choosing a tremolo guitar patch. Here's what I laid down. In this combinator, there's a lot going on. You've got the original patch in the NNXT sampler, along with the effects devices such as the reverb unit, scream distortion, as well as the subtractor synth that controls the tremolo effect. This patch goes along with the old school 60s theme that I'm going for. I chose this groove for the verse, but I wanted to switch it up for the chorus. Going back to the drum loops, I actually loaded each of the loops from the directory in each of the slots to trigger. To transition into the chorus, I chose to use the 2-bar drum fill that I loaded in slot 7. Here's a preview of it. For the chorus, I chose to go with the loop in slot 2, which adds in a ride cymbal. Here's how that sounds. And in the chorus, I changed the chord progression slightly and added in a pizzicato string pluck to support the bass line. For the second half of the chorus, I added in a trombone section as well as a Leslie Hall organ. And here's how that sounds together. And that concludes the remix session for Somebody That I Used to Know. In the description box, you'll find a link to stream and download the remix. Thanks for watching.